Afterlife and Near-Death Experience NDE, K posted on Wednesday, June 08, 2005, 3:18 p.m.
Hello, Billy. I am very curious about our afterlife. I read lots of materials regarding our afterlife, mostly from accounts of near-death survivors. That most of them share common scenarios. One of the scenario is the life review. Most of the NDE survivors came back to tell that they have their entire life played back in some kind of 3D hologram. And the movie of life is viewed with some kind of higher council members on the other side. Most of them get really emotional to view their own life. But after finish the life movie, another common point is that they all said there is no judgment at all. The members discuss the life with them and ask them what have they learned and so on. Is this the true scenario? Because these accounts are from people who came back, but what about the people who did not come back and really died? 1. Do all of us really go through these process, including the life review with the council guides? 2. How are we being assigned to our next reincarnation and who assigned for us? Can we somewhat choose ourselves?
Hello, Kay. I would like to point out to everyone to please attempt to do a search on this forum for answers to your questions before asking Billy. For instance, Kay, a similar question has been asked back in early 2003. Also, please try and conform to the basic guidelines which request only one question per session. I know that sometimes it is hard to get your point across without asking a few related questions, but please be as brief and concise as you possible. Here is an excerpt from the earlier post I was referring to. In near-death experience research, there are a number of reports of someone coming back having been told, quite specifically by a recognizable loved one, it is not your time. You must go back. How do you explain this kind of near-death experience? Very sincerely, Linda.
Hi, Linda. This has to do with a loss of oxygen in the brain during the agony which produces the light tunnel through the nerve cells in the eyes, combined with the belief, the wishes, and the fantasy of the persons who returned from the threshold of death, but who hadn't been dead, of course. In the beyond, you will not find any figures, persons, or shapes, etc., because there are none there. In addition, no one assigns you to your next life. This is completely guided by creational law and is an unconscious process. Your next life is determined by numerous factors, including the type of life you led previously. As long as you are a physical being, you are subject to these spiritual principles, as all physical creatures throughout the material universe. Moderator.
Answer: the moderator is right. But here is some additional information. It is not true that the entire life is played back, but only some sequences, some excerpts. Of course, there is no judgment in the beyond, because reality is entirely different than what the religions and sects are claiming. Creation does not judge and does not condemn and sentence. In a normal dying process, there is no playback of the entire life. And even in cases of near death, the playback is not a common occurrence.